It is 6:13 a.m., but the kind of 6:13 that feels like 5:13 because of daylight savings. We're gonna go get the Yaris.
In preparation for the first event of the TRD Series, I'm taking the Yaris to Autocross. This is going to be the first shakedown that it's had with the new oil cooler in, but it's also going to be the first shakedown that it's had since it's been manual swapped, and it's also the first shakedown it's had since we changed the settings on the rear sway bar. Last time this was at Autocross was back in October 2019, so I'm happy to be back. Okay, so the day is just getting started. Big track is already going back there, so it's gonna be a little loud. But yeah, Autocross is pretty full up today. Excited about it. No other Yaris here though, so we'll see how that goes. If you're unfamiliar, Autocross is a point-to-point time attack event with a course made of cones in a parking lot. There's one car on track at a time, and it's very light and easy on your car. Since the course is so tight, small, light cars really shine here, so the Yaris should do well. That's all it'll do.
You're good to go.
So first session's done, couldn't break out of the 40s. A 40.18 was the best that we did. To give you some perspective, there's an NSX running 35s, and then there's a couple inexperienced drivers running 44s. So in the middle times-wise, but a lot of people are running 38s. With the way that this is oversteering, and it's a front-wheel drive car, it really shouldn't be oversteering. I think I can make some corrections and get this a little more planted. So I think we can get to the 38s. 38.0 is my goal for today. But despite my ambitious goal, my times were barely improving. I couldn't make it out of the 40s. The car had way too much oversteer. Now, a 40-second lap on this particular course isn't all that bad. There are plenty of faster cars that were putting down 40-second times, but the rate of improvement is what's important, and I just wasn't seeing that with the Yaris. So the car is still oversteering. I lowered the rear tire pressures even more, so it should be 28 in the front, 24 in the rear. If that doesn't work, I could try and go even lower, but it doesn't seem like a good idea. I think what we might have to do if this doesn't work is just straight up remove that rear sway bar. After another session of no improvement, the only option left is to disconnect the sway bar and soften up that back end. So you can see here, I just pulled out this bolt. So now the sway bar is not connected, but it's still attached over there, so it's not going to drag on the ground or anything. It's just not going to give any spring load to this side, which should solve our oversteer issues. But unfortunately, the times got even worse. All this work, all this effort, and no improvement in the car whatsoever. This is getting really hard to see us racing on a track in 2 weeks, so I made an emergency pit stop to reconnect the sway bar during the session. With that quick change out of the way, I had time for just one more lap before the end of the day.
Last lap. Hope you have a good week. See you next. I hope to see you next time.
This is what I love about Autocross. You can show up in just about any car and improve as a driver. While we did see some improvement today with the Yaris, which is great, it's not anywhere near what I was hoping for, and we've got a lot of work to do throughout this TRD series of 2021. I'm going to be doing anything I can to get some grip in the back. If that means relocating the battery, putting stiffer springs up front, I'm going to do it. And if I need to test any of those new parts, I know I'm going to come down to Autocross.